Hello again, everyday people. This is Mr. G, and this is Everyday People, where I talk to and interview you, the everyday person. Before we begin, I want to give a big thank you to the Actors Co-op located in Swarthmore, PA, managed by Pete Postleon and Val McAdoo. I also want to give a big thank you to the Idea Center of the Arts, located in 217 Market Street, managed by Cynthia Primus and David Goodman.
Are you passionate in the field of acting and want to hone your skills to appeal to a wide range of professional directors in your local area? Have you always wanted to pursue a career in the field of acting and wonder where to begin? Like many actors, it is tough to find a place where like minds can meet to network and grow within their own community. However, located in 100 Park Avenue, Suites 1 and 2, Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, the Actor Co-op for the Collectively Creative have heard the calls of those who want to evolve and master those skills within the arts. With a vast range of diverse and creative classes, the Actors Co-op professionals strive to improve the knowledge and confidence of all comers who would like to improve themselves in the arts. Here at Actors Co-op, we have an 8-week course for all students. They will learn the proper stage skills such as monologuing, scene work, and auditioning etiquette. Actors Co-op, collectively creative at creating.
Today's guest, I have a gentleman that has worked alongside with the biggest names in Hollywood. He has recently worked on a film with Joshua Coates. He actually helps associate produce it with the biggest names like Eric Roberts, Pete Postleon, Torrey Hart, and Val McAdoo. He's also a musician with the band Mad Men and the Mental Problems. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Lloyd Booker. How's it going, good sir? How's it going?
All right.
How's everything?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything's good.
So, Lloyd, how's everything been with you as of late?
Oh man, everything's cool. To be quite honest, and since this is a free-flowing thing, for me personally, my person and what have you, everything's been good. But we've been going through the whole virus thing, so
Yeah.
I mean, I've been wearing my mask, and some of the people that I've been associated with, and some friends of mine and family members have become stricken with it.
Wow.
And it's funny that you mentioned about this nice place here, this opulent place.
Oh, yes. Very beautiful.
The Actors Co-op. For those of you that want to get in contact with Val and also Pete Postleon, as he mentioned earlier, the Actors Co-op in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. You can come here and they have cameras, they have rooms, anything you need in regards to acting or the arts or anything like that, get a hold of them right here. Now, you said some of the biggest stars. It's funny that you mentioned that, and let's jump right into it.
All right.
Work with George Clooney, and you're supposed to be putting up some of the pictures. And for those that are going to check on me, when I did the work with Clooney, it was on Ocean's 11 because I was a stand-in and a double for Bernie Mac, Bernard McCullough. Yeah. And I hope that his family is watching this. A true artist, and he was real. The brother was real. Got a chance to know him outside of the film stuff.
Right.
He had done some things with Teresa, who was his barber, and also Chuck Guarino, and how Chuck ended up letting him perform at the theater in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Royal Theater, which I knew because we talked about that when he was coming. A lot of people probably didn't know that. And at the time that he passed, he was prolific, and he was going to actually be in another television series, even while
I do remember
the Bernie Mac show was even running. And
Right.
that's the one that, because he had mentioned to me to possibly come out there. But the reason I brought both of them up, you mentioned about working with some of the biggest names. I was, as I said, his double and stand-in, but I worked on Ocean's 11 and to some extent the other two. And Jerry Weintraub may God rest and bless his soul and may he rest in peace. Nice dude. Was there with him, George, also Matt Damon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these are some really big names that
they did a lot of things.
Yeah,
they did that out of New Jersey.
Oh, really?
That because they used, I think it was Caesar's Palace. They used one of the casinos actually for the shot, and that's where.
Really? So most of the stuff for production was actually on the East Coast. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was half and half.
Okay.
And the other thing that I brought up about George, he probably got the picture that you showed on him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I gave him that in his hand. There was a flick that he was doing about. He was also the director. I think he was the director and the producer with Chuck Barris.
Okay.
The Gong Show dude, and he did a movie on that guy. And after, because I was in Manhattan, I was in New York, and I wanted to give him a copy of the picture. And the deal is, he's surrounded by all of these women. Yeah, I'm, big black guy, come up. And the dude is not one of them guys that you think standoffish, and he very well could be.
Yeah. But
he stopped and he said, "Bob, come here." All of these people like looking and everything, like, who's this dude? And he said, "Oh man, we had a lot of fun, didn't he?" He made a face with the picture of people looking at it. But one of the things he did, a lot of people don't know, is that on the set of Three Kings.
Yeah. Good movie, by the way. Very good movie.
Yeah, which was a while ago, and I hope he gets this. He had what I would term a black attack.
Really? Oh yes, I would love to hear about this. Please.
He had what I would term a black attack, and also with my buddy Dave Chappelle, per Lauren Michaels from Saturday Night Live, and Dave Chappelle when he was on there. And Dave said this, and I don't usually use this term. He had a nigga moment.
Yeah.
The director was hollering at an extra on the. You can actually look this up. The director was hollering at an extra on the film, and you usually don't see this. I've seen it with Samuel Leroy Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson, where sometimes them guys have enough pull to say something sometimes. But this cat was being bawled out by the director of the flick. George gave him the black attack.
Oh wow.
The nigga moment. Don't do that to that dude.
No.
And probably because he came up, the same way. But a lot of cats don't do that. And he's real, and I appreciate what he did. Very similar to what Tom Cruise. I never got a chance to work with him, but Top Cat TC, he's gonna get this. I like what you did, dog. Give it to him straight with no chaser. And I don't care who doesn't like this. I've had people that have been stricken with this disease. This thing is real, dog. What, over 300,000 people here in the United States? I don't know how many millions around the world have been affected by this thing. And you got ass wipes doing dumb things on the set of the Mission Impossible flick. And my man went off. Gave it to him straight. He had a black attack.
Yep.
Or what Dave Chappelle might have said, and I don't use this time, he had a nigga moment. And that does not denote race, okay? White, black, Latino, whatever the deal was, you can have a nigga moment. Just like Dave Chappelle said on Saturday Night Live, white people now are having nigga moments. So that'll probably be the only time that you'll hear me say something like that. And I don't use that term, but he rode him like a horse, and it got out. And I was glad of that.
Yeah.
I was glad of that.
No, absolutely right. Because some people, they don't get it until you have
to say something.
Exactly.
And it's funny. See, boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. No. You can keep it rolling. It's things that I've even had to tell your producer. Working with family and friends and all of that kind of stuff. There are some things that don't necessarily make it to light. Now, we were on the set of Hollywood.
Yes, we were. Now, if you haven't recently seen that film, see that film. It's a great film produced by Joshua Coates, associate producer by Lloyd Booker. Great actors are in it too as well.
And co-star. I play Shade. By the way, that if that dude is looking at this, whoever had my stuff on, get your face off there, man, because I'm coming looking for you.
We know.
I'm gonna give you a black attack.
Yep.
But the thing is that some people almost forced me to come out of my skin on that, and it's Hollywood, WOULD, and it's on all platforms. So you can make sure you can go to that now and watch it while you're watching everything else.
Exactly.
And then the next flick that I'm working with Josh is called What Do I Do Now? And both of those are true stories.
Yes.
But almost had to get on a woman for just walking by me in Delaware County, completely ignoring. I don't know if you were on there, but you know the deal.
Now, keep in mind, when that happened, we had left out from the set. You called me and let me know the situation.
Right, you wasn't there, but I was still there. Matter of fact, I mentioned it to my man Angelo Cataldi, Rhea, and Al Morgani, WIP. So we're gonna get them send this to and Steve Trevelise. Yeah. So but it's really weird, man. I mean, everybody. Yes, it's a job. Yes, it's entertainment. But sometimes it can be really hard, tedious work, and people don't understand. And I'm glad, again, like what Tom did, he went off.
Yeah. So, Lloyd, given our current situation, our climate in this country right now, how has work been going for you?
It's really weird. You and I, we talked about this. I think that for people of color, even though there was an interruption in the machinations and everything with government and business and all of that stuff because of the virus and also because of riots, let's not forget that. You can take lemon and make lemon soda. Lemon Sprite. I mean, I'm not talking about lemonade. I mean, you could make this like champagne, man. Exactly. I'm telling you, because it causes people to reevaluate and to reinvent themselves.
Right.
Musicians are doing more online streaming. The movie industry has done the same thing. So, you shouldn't have to cry, or any of us shouldn't have to cry over that. Yes, this is bad.
Yeah.
But it can be worked through, like they utilize with athletes. And I've had this conversation with friends of mine. I don't care if they really don't, have any type of professional sports or anything. But in a sense, they were the guinea pigs.
Right.
If you look at what was being done, they were the guinea pigs. So now, with that being said, with what you said, I've actually ventured into radio.
Yep.
And I was doing some stuff with a couple guys that I've had to extricate myself from. And we were talking about the virus. We were talking about the virus and the racism because of the two guys. There was a show called Coast to Coast with Andy Kimball and Cornell Dex.
So with that, Coast to Coast, I do recall you said you were alongside partnered with Andy Kimball.
Yeah, it was our baby, and the thing is that I removed myself from that. That's one of the things about doing art stuff. You don't necessarily have a boss, but I had to remove myself because of two things. First of all, I do have some integrity. I do have moral fiber, intestinal fortitude. I got a backbone, all of them other things you like to talk about. And you know me on a personal tip.
Yes.
And from some of you that might know me or know of me or might be around me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the deal is that the dude on the program, and I brought him on, Cornell, which is a black man just from the color of his skin. He took a picture off of Facebook because he was a black guy that took a picture with a white supremacist. He was in a magma hat. I'm talking about Cornell was in a magma hat, and he was holding up, I don't know if it was a flag, the Confederate flag, like this was a joke. Oh, I see him in the back. Yeah, like this was a joke.
Yeah.
Now, he made a joke on air about the chokehold.
If you're talking about the situation that I think you're talking about, it's just in bad taste.
Bad taste. Yeah. I mean, even for a black dude, I mean, you should know better. And then, I'm with me on there as well, knowing the way that I am, and Andy, Jewish dude, but let that stuff go. And so I had to like, yo, man, this ain't cool. And a lot of people, man, Goodman, Cheney, and Schwartzman, some personal history, Mississippi burning, where black and Jewish alike went down. They were freedom riders in the Mississippi and lost their lives. Yeah. So, I mean, and the brother was Aubrey. Yeah, the one that got the chokehold that was killed. I mean, and he was making this. He was talking to a chick from the UK in England, and this was supposed to be something that was supposed to be funny. I would have put all this right where he'd have been kissing leather, and I removed myself from the show, and they ain't done nothing with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I was the show. I'm gonna put it that way because I was the show, and I don't think that I don't know what happened, but I had to leave.
Well, I kind of look at it this way: you have a moral compass that is very honest to yourself in a given situation. You don't make light about a situation. That is very effective, not just to yourself, but to the community, the people around you. You don't want that to be the new norm of society. So you saw what it was, and you saw that. Hey, listen, this is not me. This is not how I joke about things.
Well, listen, you're being nice.
Yeah, I'm being nice. That ain't what I
said.
That ain't what you said. No, but I know for
I went full-fledged Samuel Jackson on him.
Hey.
Yeah, and it was just the way that George Clooney went Black Attack and Sam and also Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise let out a couple motherfuckers. I was wondering if he had been hanging around Sam.
Oh yeah.
When he was talking.
That rub off when you
probably laughing at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hanging around Jamie Foxx. Now, aside from that,
but let me finish this.
Okay,
let me finish this point. So, you had a falling out with Steve Trevor Reese. It was a mutual thing.
No. I didn't have a fallout with Steve.
You didn't have a fallout. Oh, I'm sorry. Not Steve.
No, yeah, let's get that right. No, wasn't no fallout with you, and I didn't have a fallout with them. Okay. I just expected certain things to happen, and I removed myself. They can be what they want to be. I'm talking about Andy and Butler and Cornell.
Correct.
They can be what they want to be, assholes. Yes. Or whatever the deal is. If that's the flavor that they savor, that's on them. That ain't
you saw the atmosphere, and you just wasn't about the vibe. Got you.
Now Steve, cool.
Yeah.
Steve, cool in the gang. They're in New Jersey. And the people from NJTV, I hope they see this as well. And also Tom. You got me rolling. And like I said, Angelo and them. So I've been doing some radio periodically, and also Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon Johnson. On his stage.
Big shout out to Gordon Johnson, by the way. He's doing big things. And thank you once again. He'll know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah. The cheat sheet. Working with Romani Malco.
Yeah. Which I saw.
Tijuana Jackson.
Yeah.
Yo, Romani, tell him what you saw the other day, man.
Oh, the talk show special, the Christmas special you had. It's a very beautiful piece. I enjoyed it. So definitely for the audience out there, check out Romani Malco's recent work. It's a very good film. I don't have the name on top of my head right now, but the film was well. Yeah, see, put you on blast, dog. Yeah. And matter of fact, we'll get you on with him as well on the show. Also, John Ellison, Uncle John. For those of you that don't know him, rock and roll legend. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He wrote, arranged, produced, and sang Some Kind of Wonderful. So you guys might know what the Grand Funk actually covered it and blew it up. But and there's a movie that's being done
and he's also the owner and operator of some kind of wonderful food line. So he's doing a lot of stuff.
Moves. Yeah, he's been staying busy, which is good.
But the deal is that there's a film that's going to be done on his life, and we're trying to work some things out to see what we can do with that.
Right.
And as well as also Dan and Ghana Herzog, We Hours Incorporated. They're moving things from Manhattan Beach, California, to Jersey.
To Jersey, correct.
And he's working
to
on some
Camden,
stuff.
New Jersey, specifically, correct?
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of meeting that gentleman. He's very insightful with his knowledge and information that he has, and the producing aspects and the works he has done is very remarkable. So I'm looking forward to his upcoming work that he's working on within the community of Camden. So that's
we had that meeting with Dan Herzog and his lovely wife Ghana from In the Wee Hours, the studio project,
right.
Or actually the company that's moving from Manhattan Beach, California to beautiful Camden, New Jersey. And we were sitting in the offices of the palatial spot, the Institute for the Development of Education and the Arts, with Cynthia Primus and Dave Goodman.
Yes.
We were actually supposed to be doing this there, but we'll get back to that a little bit later. But the thing is that we were formerly at the Susquehanna Bank Center, which is now the BB&T Pavilion.
Correct. Yes.
Which is down on the Camden Entertainment waterfront. They're located now 5 minutes from the waterfront on 217 Market Street. And Camden, New Jersey in particular, but New Jersey has begun to experience a transformation.
Oh, yes.
He's doing films there. There have been a lot of things shot there. But I know that Dan is actually going to be doing more stuff in that area, along with also finding office space.
Right.
He has actually talked to members of the mayor's staff too. So, and even with that, there is a wealth of talent. An overabundance. It's just that it hasn't been, people haven't actually went there and gravitated towards them or got that out of there.
Now, do you think that's due to that stigma of what people interpret?
To a point, it does, but as you said before, that's diminishing.
Yes.
One of the things is that some of the clothing that we will be wearing on your show.
Yes.
Chip Grimes, he has a haberdashery, and he does outfit me. These are his shoes and his pants. It's called Needles and Stitch.
And big shout out to Mr. Chip Grimes. He knows who I am. He watched me grow up, so big thank you to him as well.
Yeah.
Needles and Stitch. Check it out, folks.
Yes. Go down there. Tailor-made clothing at reasonable prices. You know, I'm giving him a darn, yo, man, we're going to have to talk after this. But really good fashionable stuff. And also, Cold World Apparel. Michael Kemple. I'm wearing one of his
clothing right
shirts.
Now. Yep.
He
so big shout out to him. Cold World Fittings.
And you guys can actually Facebook in Cold World Apparel, Michael Kemple and also Chip Grimes.
Yep.
And they're both from Jersey. And Chip has his haberdashery, his store right on Market Street. And he's going to be outfitting people that come on this show, as well as also him and myself.
Correct.
And it's right in where? Camden, New Jersey. By the way,
So, Lloyd, what would you tell our audience that want to, take a chance in your field of expertise? What advice would you give to them for the ones that are starting off?
I guess that's a myriad of responses, because we just had somebody earlier today acknowledge that I had little help in them, coming to this facility.
Correct.
But the thing is that it's a grind. Your producer Julian said it's a grind, and you have to surround yourself with good people.
Correct.
That have your best interests at heart, not them, because some people can be easily taken advantage of. And regardless of whether it's music, acting, in the arts, you have to get in to fit in.
Right.
See where you fit at. And it's best to do it when you're young.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, Jack. It's best to do it when you're young, because as you begin to become jaded and you become older, and kids and as the wives or the husbands or what have you, you get pulled in different directions, and you might not necessarily have the intestinal fortitude to see it through to the end. Like some people have a dream or what have you.
Correct.
But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot, and you gotta have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin. This is not for the faint of heart. You gotta have thick skin, because easily you can run up on no, or I'll get back to you. You know, one of them kind of thing. Hey, buddy, how you feeling there? You know, that whole Hollywood friendship.
Yeah, the whole,
you know,
like,
that la
jargon,
bullshit kind of.
Yeah.
Man, that get people hurt, Jack. and people stealing money and all of that kind of stuff. Nah, there are ways to go about doing this. When you check into certain groups like the Actors Co-op or Idea, where you don't have to put out a lot of money.
Right.
And instant famous. That's the other thing. That's a term that a friend of mine told me, Gemma McElhaney. Don't do this to become rich.
Right.
I'm telling you straight up. If it happens, fine. But it's something inside of you that you want to share with somebody, whether it's music or acting or stage or what have you, that you want to put it out there. I mean, I think a lot of the guys that are rappers, and I don't call them artists, but that's another thing we could talk about. But the deal is that they do it in the beginning, and musicians do it. They want to get girls, or in this particular case, you can get a boy, or whatever the deal is, whatever floats your boat. I mean, I'm not on that vibe, but the deal is they get for attention.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I need attention, man. I'm like 6'4", 6'5", good looking, walk around. But the deal is that I can get attention just by walking in the street, being a black man. But the deal is, it takes a lot of work, It takes blood, sweat, and tears. Sometimes you might not necessarily get to where it is you think you should be, but when you get there, it's rewarding. It's rewarding.
And it sounds like it's more of the journey than anything.
Oh, it never ends.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get some of the people that you would consider on top of the world. It's a continuous thing. I was listening to. I'm trying to think of she was on 60 Minutes or 60 Minutes. It was a couple weeks ago. The black actress, she won a Tony, an Emmy, and an Oscar. And I can't think of your name at the moment, but she worked alongside Denzel Washington in the play that he did. But the thing is that she said the same thing. It's a journey.
Right.
Viola Davis. Viola Davis.
A big shout to Viola Davis. Yes.
At hashtag her too. Yeah, Viola Davis. She said it's a journey. A lot of people tend to think that, and she's the only person, not white or black. She's the only person, not male or female, a Tony, an Emmy, and an Oscar.
Wow.
And she works along with her husband. They were on this television program.
Wow.
Works along with her husband, and she still does stage. But she said it's a continuous thing. She has to continuously prove herself on a daily basis. And here she's done all of that.
She's done all of it, but she just
like
you said, the work
and
never stops.
Part of that is being a black woman, and part of that is being a woman.
Yeah. But the work never stops.
No, not in her case, because she's not only looking for studio stuff, she's making her own stuff.
Okay.
Which is part and parcel to what you're doing. So you have to get stuff out there, and also part and parcel to what you were telling me about Ari Spears. To get out there and make your mark. I mean, anybody that's slow now during this time, You slow because you want to be slow. Right. That's all that is. Yeah, when I sent that stuff about Ari getting trapped, we were at the Reef. Ari, you remember? I had to speak to his manager and all of them because he was supposed to be performing at the Trocadero, but he's out here plying his trade, the same as some of the other guys, the same as myself, the same as you, the same as Julian, Val, or any of the other people here. It's a continuous thing. I got an uncle, man.
Yeah.
90 plus years old. You wouldn't know it because he's hanging around young girls. Yeah, Uncle Earl, I said that. You're probably gonna get me for saying that. But yeah, the thing is that he's still working. He's still working, and he's worked with Jackie Gleason. Yeah, it's weird. Jackie Gleason, Bill Duke, Vivica A. Fox, Patti LaBelle. He was supposed to be in some stuff with Joshua Coates, but
yeah. The fact he's still 90 and still continuing the journey.
Yeah.
Just
and he's a musician.
Yeah, that's remarkable. That means as long as you have that passion and energy, the spirit of acting will never die.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
That's amazing. So, Lloyd, do you have anything coming up in the coming years? Or any plans for any projects?
Yeah, there's well, let me get this right off the bat first because I'm smiling. And Ted Trent better get it together.
Ted.
And get Big Bear out there, Ted. That's right. I'm talking to you. You and Drew probably sitting there laughing. Big Bear, Tangled Web of Deceit. See, I'm sitting there on this television program, and the deal is, you got my music, but we're gonna do that. We are going to do sometime soon the Big Bear thing because that thing dope, man. They playing it, and I love your rap. That's one.
Yeah.
Kingdom Reign is supposed to be done in B More. It's a Joshua Coates film, and it's supposed to be starting in January next year. And I'm playing a role in that. That's on IMDb. Also, Dan and Ghana. There is a project, and Dan didn't know that I was going to do this, called, hold on 2 seconds, I want to make sure I get this right.
Okay.
Donation. And he's trying to make this a pilot in a series that involves me and Eric Roberts. But there will be some upcoming things. There's a possibility of doing a slew of 7-Eleven commercials.
Okay.
Wow. And What Do I Do Now, which will be on all platforms.
Okay.
And it's the Yale Swartz story, and I play an actual real life character called the Count. Like we had Count Basie, Count Chocula and Count Dracula. But everybody was a count back during that time. With the tails and the tucks, and they playing a piano and that kind of thing. But I play the Count in this flick, along with some other side projects that are coming up. I'm hoping to stay busy in the upcoming year, and then working with you guys with stuff. So,
well, you heard it here first, folks. There's a lot of work to be seen in the upcoming years with Lloyd Booker at the helm of it. So, to my everyday people out there, I want to thank my everyday people for viewing again. I want to thank my guests, Lloyd Booker.
My man!
It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's lovely. And for the audience, I always want you to know, this is my milestone episode, so I'm grateful for you to be with me on this journey. I want to thank my cameraman. Come on around, man. Come on around. Julian Class.
Whoa.
You've seen Julian Class on multiple interviews. This is my right hand right here, my partner in crime. I want to thank everybody out there for viewing and showing your support and love and continuous support. I want to thank the Actors Co-op. It's just so much.
And I want to say this. I want to thank Gary Cobb, and I want to thank his dad. Yo,
thank you.
Big G.
Big G.
Yeah, so they can get on there.
So to my everyday people out there, thank you for tuning in. I have much more coming in the coming years in regards to this show, and much more in coming to my career. So I appreciate you viewing again. And to my everyday person out there, I always say, keep striving, keep your focus, and keep your dreams strong. You're going to get to where you need to be. Just put in the work, and you'll succeed.
Peace. Stay safe.
Take care. Much love.